Hello, fellow followers, and welcome back to the FanZcene. My channel FanZcene, and
Welcome
this is
back to the FanZcene,
back to
everyone.
the FanZcene. This is the physical media show. My words just escaped me all of a sudden. Glad to see you guys here, and I hope you enjoy the show tonight. Yes, Tom. I don't think Tom's going to be joining us tonight, guys, but that's okay. The man is a busy man, and he's got a lot of stuff on his plate. So let's get into some news and rumors of upcoming titles. But first, let's say hell to everybody that's in the chat already. Brian Bartha and Random Brad Creator and Anthony Draven. Hell to you guys. Yes, and Brian Barth, I am excited for Top Gun Maverick because I think that movie looks really good. It's one of the few Tom Cruise movies that I actually do like. And speaking of Tom Cruise, Runner was wanting to talk a little bit about this, even though I did a video on it already. But
I am excited. Wait, hold on. Before you say anything, sorry. Yes, Brian Barth, I am super excited for Top Gun Maverick. I'll get to Top Gun later in the show, but what was I gonna say? I'm seeing it Friday night, late at night. I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it looks to be a good one. And Hail Marcus and Hail Tyrell 72.
And I've heard a lot of good things from people because they saw
and
it. They saw
Dan Blackroyd. Hell, guys, go ahead, Runner.
Yeah, no, I watched some reviews from last night. Mostly positive. So that's good.
Yeah, it looks to be a very positive reviewed movie, not just from fake reviewers, but also from the actual fans who've seen the movie.
I don't listen to those fucks.
Yeah.
I listen to people who actually who I actually fucking trust, you know?
Burn Board says Tom finds Tom Cruise overrated. He is a bit overrated. He's not one of my favorites. He's done a lot of great stuff, but he's not. I don't actively seek out Tom Cruise movies.
I can't say I'm a huge Tom Cruise fan, but I respect him. He's one of the few actors I feel like that takes the job and the business more seriously, and I respect that about him.
It's because he's still got that old school movie star persona about him. The movie stars we have today, they're not movie stars.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why I kind
of studio controlled people. Tom Cruise is a classic actual movie star.
Yeah, that's why I have more respect for him kind of now than before, because I'm just I don't know. Like Tom Cruise, I didn't care for him as much when I was younger, but the more I've seen his stuff, I'm yeah, this guy's I could see where some people are coming from.
Yeah. And I agree with you, Random Brad. Yeah, Top Gun 2 is the only one I'd pretty much pay to go see. Yeah. Hey, we do have a surprise. Tom.
There he is.
What's up?
I was scrambling for things to share, so didn't have much this week. I didn't get shit watched this week, so
same here. But I figured, if you wanted to come, you could. If you didn't, it's all good. No worries.
We'll see how long I last. I got a few things here to talk about, so whatever.
I grew up in the 80s, therefore I am a Tom Cruise fan. I don't know why people are embarrassed to admit that. It's not that I'm not a fan. It's just I like his movies. I like Legend. I like Top Gun. I like the Mission Impossible. A few of them, not all of them. I like Tropic Thunder, which Runner is super excited about because we're getting a 4K of it from Kino Lorber and Paramount.
Yeah.
Their big deal they have.
Never go for Rita.
Which actually, that's also a DreamWorks title, so that's interesting.
Yes,
as well.
that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's not. I'm not embarrassed to admit I like Tom Cruise. I liked All the Right Moves, and
Rain Man was good.
Rain Man is good.
Kmart sucks.
It's not like I don't know. It's just he's never been one of my favorites, but I do enjoy his movies. I just put it that way.
No, that's a good way of putting it. That's a really fair way, actually.
Yeah. What's up? It's a Trap Productions. Glad to see you here for once. Magnolia. Oh, don't even get me started on Magnolia. Just no.
Oh, you don't like it? I haven't seen it.
It's Not one of his better ones, is it, Tom?
Fuck that movie. I fucking hate that movie.
It is. It's so bad.
Raining frogs bullshit. Just give me a break. I'm not a big who directed that fan? Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah, was it Paul?
I'm not a big fan of any
Thomas
of his
Anderson.
films. Yeah,
I think maybe. Let me see. Let me check.
I think it is. I sat through 3 hours of that shit for it to rain frogs. I'm like, what the fuck?
I think I heard you talk about it before, Tom.
I'm trying to see here.
Eyes Wide Shut.
Eyes Wide Shut has a couple good nude scenes in it, but it's Paul Thomas Anderson.
That's what I've heard. I've heard people say that, and it's like that was Stanley Kubrick, right?
Yeah, but it's not at his best.
That's what I heard. It's not his best.
Yeah, I know it is weird that everybody missed to liking his work, but not him so much. I don't know why. I mean, I know he kind of made himself look crazy with the whole Scientology Katie Holmes stuff thing, but he's probably more of the most normal Hollywood stars there probably is, I guess.
I don't know.
I've just never liked him because he's always kind of come off as obnoxious.
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, I've heard nothing but mostly good stories about him from people who've met him and shit, but I just never been a huge fan. I'm not like gonna rush out to see Top Gun 2. I've got Top Gun 3 on Blu-ray 3D, and I still haven't even opened it.
Wait, Top Gun 3?
Top Gun in 3D.
Oh. I was gonna say because you just said Top Gun 3 in 3D.
Top Gun 3D Blu-ray, yeah, that's what I meant to say. In 3D.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, you have the third movie already?
No, I haven't watched it since I was a kid. I've never been a huge fan. I always preferred Iron Eagle anyway, so.
But yes, for like any Tom Cruise fans and Ben Stiller fans, like we've talked about here and on 4K for you and everything, 4K copy of Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder, on the other hand, is probably one of his greatest, if not his greatest performance.
Yes,
that is his best performance, I think.
Yes, Iron Eagle is a great movie too. I always liked Top Gun. Top Gun was one of my favorites, and Iron Eagle is awesome. I love both of them. So.
Top Gun arguably has one of the greatest 80s soundtracks ever.
It's got a good one. Good one.
It's Highway to the danger zone.
But let's see. We also speaking of 4K 80s flicks and stuff, Zavi and Studio Canal is releasing a massive First Blood 4K set coming soon. With all kinds of...
I forgot to mention that earlier, but it's already been released.
What movie?
Okay. Well, for First Blood, I've got the whole.
I got all of them in 4K.
Yeah, so it's not. Yeah, it's just the swag mostly is the new stuff.
It's getting like you get Purple Heart.
I have the Rambo movies on Blu-ray.
You get all kinds of crazy stuff with this big box set they put out.
I saw a comment that I basically had to laugh along with because it's true. It's like, I guess I'm buying this for the 749th time.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, Hot Shots. I love Hot Shots. That's a great movie. Is that on Blu-ray yet? I would believe so.
I don't think they ever got Blu-rays. I think they only got DVD releases, if I remember right. I used to have a 2-pack of the 2 on DVD, and my ex stole them.
Oh, that sucks. But Hot Shots and Hot Shots Part 2 definitely need a Blu-ray. I like those movies.
Yeah, those are Fox though, so
yeah. Well, that means we'll never get it. Disney's got them.
Yeah.
Speaking of Tom Cruise, speaking of Tom Cruise and Rambo, Top Gun Part 2. It's Rambo and Top Gun.
Hey, yo, that's some synergy going on there.
Yeah.
Yo, Adrian, get this. So yeah, no. I saw that Rambo thing. It's interesting. I wonder how much it's going to be because
the swag looks really good. I got to admit.
It does. That's the fucking problem. But I'm like, I have no less than like 6 fucking copies of Rambo.
I got 3 of it. I even have I have the VHS, I have the DVD, I have the Blu-ray, and then I have the 4K. Well, I have 4 copies. Now I count it.
Well, I don't have any VHS, but I have an old DVD because they did do, before Artisan became part of Lionsgate or whatever.
Yeah.
They put out a really nice, it's in a steel case, but it's like rusting now. A DVD set that had a bunch of,
it's like my Highlander DVD.
Yeah, exactly like the Highlander one. I have that too.
Yeah.
And the Terminator one they did.
Yeah.
And I lost my metal thing for the Terminator one. I have no idea where.
Oh man,
I know it pisses me off too because that thing was like, it's hard to get because they quit doing it with the metal one after the first run. And I wish I knew what the fuck happened to it. It's probably in a box somewhere, but if not, it got damaged and lost or something. But no, short story long though. But I have that set of Rambo. I have the original Blu-ray set of Rambo. I have 2 different 4K sets of the Rambo, but I ended up giving the main one, the original one I had to my kid, and I kept the Steelbook.
Oh, that's right. You got the Steelbook set, didn't you?
Yeah. So, I have all them sets, and I swear I have another set somewhere, too. I don't know.
I know, because like they keep doing this, and they keep releasing them, and then they're like, well, here's some swag. You get like his arrest record and his Purple Heart and his files on what he did in the Vietnam or something. I can't remember everything that comes with it, but
give me an extended cut of the film, all the deleted stuff.
Nice.
I want that long version that made Sly go, oh my God, this is going to kill my career. I'll buy the movie so I can burn the prints.
Yo, look at this right here.
That's a true story. The first cut of that film was so bad, Sylvester Stallone nearly had a breakdown and tried buying the negative to destroy it.
Seriously?
He thought it was going to ruin his career. So they wouldn't do that, obviously. So he took a breath. He convinced them to let him re-edit the film, pared it down to the sleek 90-minute film that it is. And the rest is history, of course. But that movie was went through so much trouble.
I would like to see how bad that initially was.
Me too. I want to see the.
No shit.
I want the First Blood not edited by Stallone cut.
Exactly.
Speaking of other releases, supposedly John Carpenter's The Fog is getting a 4K.
That's pretty much par for the course because The Fog, They Live, Escape from New York, and what was the 4th one?
Oh God, Prince of Darkness.
Oh yeah, I saw The Fog
Halloween.
I saw Fog is rumored now, and I forgot to mention that one earlier too.
Yeah, Poltergeist.
So like those four John Carpenter movies were already released on 4K.
Yeah, because I got The Fog imported.
Yeah, so it's more likely going to be through Shout, the same way they did Escape from New York and all those.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Heat is coming out on 4K as well?
Yes, Heat's been rumored for so fucking long because there's been a 4K print of it for so long. I have it on digital. I hope to see it. We'll see. There's a lot of other Fox titles I'd rather see before Heat, but
yeah.
It's still
I know a lot of people like Heat for some reason, though, man.
I haven't seen Heat, but
It's
yeah,
right.
I agree. There's a lot of other Fox titles I'd rather, I would love to, see a 4K trailer.
Heat was a big deal because I believe it was the first time Pacino and De Niro share a screen time together.
Yeah, because they were together at all in The Godfather.
Yeah. And ironically, if you know the story of The Godfather, they swapped roles so he could have, well, technically, even though De Niro was never actually cast as Michael, they used De Niro as a bargaining chip to get Pacino out of his deal to get him in The Godfather. It's watch the show The Offer. It actually covers that bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't seen The Offer yet. I gotta see it.
Brian Barnes wants to know real quick, back on the Rambo thing real quick. Did they de-evolved John Rambo in the sequels? He is so different in the original movie.
There's a debate to that. Even the original author does not like the sequels outside of part 4.
Yeah.
Somewhat, but they kind of changed who he was originally. They did. I could see an argument to be made that they did de-evolve John Rambo from this icon of PTSD you know, and what the war had done to people and the way people were being treated and all that kind of stuff. And they kind of turned him into like a Chuck Norris kind of Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of character in the sequels. That there can be an argument to be made there. And yeah, in the last two films, he's probably more close to his original version of the character. But again, it was the 80s. He was roided up. And the second film was so huge. Like, it did so well. I mean, and arguably, you look back on it, and the movie's barely pieced together. I mean, but it works. It still works. It's like a canon movie.
It is very much, even down to like having like John Kreese is in it and all those in it. Yeah, so it's very much.
They reuse explosions and I mean, just completely like unbelievable circumstances and shit.
It's true.
I have no idea why, but I guess everything everywhere all at once is getting pushed back to July 5th on 4K. It was supposed to release
probably to give it more time in the theater or something.
It has to be because
for what movie?
Everything everywhere all at once.
Might be that, or they just have replication issues.
Unless
they're pushing all the releases back.
I'm guessing it's because of the theaters, because it's like it's been out for quite some time, and for some goddamn reason, my matinee is still playing it when other movies are like starting.
Because it's
had
hardly any drop off. That's why it stayed consistent since it came out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't it like A24's like most successful film?
I guess I'm not really sure.
No, that's what I've heard.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case.
Yeah.
But their latest film coming out sounds fucking weird as shit. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm surprised they're holding off on the physical media release, though, considering I think it's already on digital, isn't it?
Is it?
I think so.
I don't know. I haven't really followed. But see,
that's the same thing with Sonic. Sonic's already out on Paramount Plus, and that's not coming out until August now. You can buy it digitally.
They released X on Blu-ray a few days ago. Actually, yesterday. That's an A24 title.
Huh. I don't know. Maybe it's just something in the disc or something. I don't know. But that is weird. I think that's about it for all the things. Well, I do know one of the movies I'm interested in is Back to the Beach is getting a Paramount Presents Blu-ray coming out in August, so I'm looking forward to that one.
Okay, there was a whole lot of what the fuck in that announcement. Don't get me wrong. I think I pre-ordered all 4 of those titles because I do like them all.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at the list because this, of course, comes hot on the heels of the Kino Lorber announcement.
Right.
So clearly at the last second, because I don't know I think you discussed that a little bit in the one video where exactly the breakdown of what they're able to do. They're going to have 65 titles and like 45 have never been on Blu-ray before and stuff like that. So it's going to be a really cool deal.
Titles have never been released on disc at all.
Exactly, and they're not going to release any of them that the Paramount has already done a specific Blu-ray for. So that means all the 4K titles could be Blu-rays, but otherwise they're not going to. So all of a sudden, Paramount drops Coneheads, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, What Women Want, What Women Want, and Back to the Beach. And of all those 4 titles, the one that ends up being a Paramount, what is it? The Paramount
Presents. They're big.
Yeah,
they're
Paramount Presents.
Label.
Is Back to the Beach.
Well, I could
think of an argument to be made for all 3 of those other titles over Back to the Beach. And don't get me wrong, I like Back to the Beach.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you watched the show earlier or not, but I made this argument there too. But I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, first of all, Coneheads didn't do that great in the theaters, but I'm sure it's sold well on video.
Yeah. I would like a Conehead Specials edition.
What? Right. And of all 4 of those movies, the one that had the biggest box office would be What Women Want because it stars Mel Gibson.
Right.
That one would make more sense.
Yep.
What's Eating Gilbert Grape has Johnny Depp in it and Leonardo's Oscar-nominated performance in it.
Right.
Sure, it wasn't a huge box office, but it was a very well beloved. I love that fucking movie. That's one of my favorite Johnny Depp films.
It is. It's a good one.
And back in the day, I remember when that movie came out, I turned a lot of folks onto it. But like, you know, and then the movie they picked for Paramount Presents, which to make clear, guys, this means that's the one that's going to get some special features. Most likely, we'll get a 4K master. Is Back to the Beach.
Well, I will say this. I've actually followed that for a little bit. The director had actually been working on color correcting it and everything for about a year now. So
Didn't that movie fucking flop horribly in the box
yes,
office?
I do believe it did. I do believe it did.
I remember it being kind of a joke, but it's become kind of a cult classic. I get that.
Yeah.
But especially right now with Johnny Depp situation, with Leo, What's Eating Gilbert Grape is the one that makes the most sense for a Paramount Presents
Yeah, you would think
title.
that would be a Paramount Sense or even part of the Kino deal, personally.
Or yeah, definitely all four of those I would make an argument for Kino
Exactly.
doing a 4K master of. So
Wasn't there one more too?
if they did, I didn't hear of that. I just heard of the 4 that Paramount announced.
I just wondered, there might have been one more of those, but I'm not really sure. But yeah, I would thought like Conehead, What's Eating Gilbert Grapes, or What Women Want would definitely get like a bigger thing. But like I said, I do know the director had been working on back at the beach for a while now, and color correcting it and scanning it and everything. And she even put up clips on her Instagram about working on it. So it is weird. It is weird.
Okay, Wayne's World can't get a re-release.
Yeah,
but
I know. Why
Back
don't we
to the
have
Beach does.
That's crazy.
And I hate picking on the film because it deserves a release. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah,
wrong
it definitely
on that,
needs a
but
good Blu-ray. I think it's only been released on DVD before, so
I'm not sure on that because I don't own the DVD. I would think if I had ever saw it, I'd have bought it. But if it has, it was so late in the game that I'd already moved on to Blu-ray.
I think it's one of the older DVDs. So, but will Johnny Depp make a comeback?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Unless there's some major fucking thing that happens in this case, even if he loses, I think he's pretty much won back his favor in the public opinion.
Yeah, he's been vindicated a bit.
Yeah.
So
my when I say yes, I'm going more towards maybe he'll start doing more stuff towards like maybe the indie side of things for a bit. That's my guess.
possibly.
I could definitely see that happening with him. And AH on the other hand can go behind bars. That's what I think.
But since we've talked about all the news and rumors in there, let's get the show started. Runner, let's start with you. What do you got for your first pick of the night?
All right, first pick of the night. We talked about a little bit about this movie, so I might as well just get it over with. I feel the need for speed.
Oh, and you bought the Steelbook too.
I should have been late.
Right. No, but I'm showing this now because the new movie's coming out, so might as well show it now. I did watch it for the first time on 4K yesterday. Looks really fucking good on 4K, actually. Really fucking good.
I haven't seen the 4K yet. I got Thunder.
I would imagine.
Yeah, it's a really good transfer, especially of course the sound on the planes or the jets or whatever are really fucking nice.
Yeah.
They should have re-released it again in theaters here this
you
last
think that
month.
they would do that?
They should have. I agree.
They could have did like what they're doing the thing, Fathom Events for Top Gun Part 1 before the new
Honestly,
one.
I think they should have done like they're supposedly going to roll out Avatar, the first one again. I think they should have done a full-on fucking re-release of this movie.
I agree. They should have done that.
It definitely would have built up the hype a little bit too. I mean, not that it didn't need it. It's pretty hype
at this
right
point.
now.
It seems to be doing okay, but I think it would have helped. But I have 0 horses in this race. I don't even have a pony.
Speaking of Fathom events, did any of you see that video of John Carpenter
Yes.
announcing that The Thing is getting a Fathom events release in the theater?
Yes.
Not surprised. It's the anniversary.
Yeah, I know, but holy
40th
shit.
anniversage.
I need to fucking see that.
Newsflash, it's going to be the exact same print you got on your Blu-ray.
But it'd be cool to see in theaters.
I do like the idea of these Fathom events, but like I went to a couple of these things so far, and it's just like
I went to one. It was for Evil Dead.
Yeah, I already got it at home on fucking 4K. It looks better at home.
It does, but I like the theater experience. I'm sorry.
I agree, and sometimes they throw some extra goodies in there, but
yeah.
No, they for Evil Dead, they show you they give you an introduction of like Bruce Campbell talking and shit. So it was really cool.
Yeah. Dan Blackroyd, he watches that scene on repeat. We all know.
I don't.
He likes them shirtless, topless guys.
That's gross. No.
Oh. But I know Tom doesn't care, but I do actually like Top Gun, and I'm kind of excited for Top Gun Maverick.
Top Gun's a good movie.
Yeah,
and it's not gay. I might
rewatch it when the sequel ever comes out on video. I just don't see myself wasting.
Well, you're gonna you wait 45 days, it'll be on Paramount Plus.
You think so?
Yeah, I believe it's part of it.
They already pre-announced that, because I would think they would have hold off on this one.
Well, I think it is. Isn't it a Paramount? Is it a Paramount title?
Yes, it is a Paramount title.
Yeah, I think all their movies they release as part of it is 45-day window after it releases in theaters.
Well, I think most people would rather see in the theater just.
Oh yeah, it's going to make bank.
Just because of the jets and shit.
Yeah.
And the fact that everything, even in the first movie, everything's practical pretty much, and I think that's the most exciting part.
He did have to stop production of the movie so he can actually learn how to fly a jet for the second one.
Oh, Tom Cruise?
Yes.
Oh, seriously? I didn't know that.
Yes. Besides all the delays from the pandemic and everything, the movie was delayed because he stopped production to learn how to fly the jet to make it look real.
Supposedly, they haven't officially announced if Top Gun Maverick is going to be a 45-day movie or not. Yeah. But we'll see.
We'll see. Was that the 80s version of It's Not Woke, It's Not Gay?
I mean, for fun, I have made fun of Top Gun for being gay, but it's a fun movie.
It is a fun movie. It's a fun watch. But we do need an Iron Eagle set too. That would be awesome.
Right.
There's how many Iron Eagles is there? 4?
4 or 5. Yeah, I've got the first one.
I remember the first 3. But they need
the third. I barely remember anything after the second.
We definitely need a Blu-ray box set of that. That'd be awesome.
It's not like American Ninja. There's 12 of those fuckers.
Yeah, I know.
It's God, how do they keep making these bastards? Every time you turn around, there's a new one at the video store, though. I think they're still making them.
American Ninja 27. Yeah. This time it's his son's son.
And he's really pissed.
They kidnapped his great-grandfather.
Whoops, I forgot to switch over to my regular voice.
Yeah, you were still echo.
You guys could have let me know.
It was sounding cool. Corley and Rogue said, I watched Top Gun and Iron Eagle for the first one.
Sound like a transformer.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
I'm not arresting you this time.
I'll buy that for $1.
Let's go.
I'd buy that for $1.
I clicked it before you started the next thing. Go ahead.
Daft Punk, motherfucker. That's all good.
Dude,
it's all good.
What the fuck? Where is that a software that you got?
Yeah. So just be careful. I got this kind of button. You bring us a bad one.
That's every time Runner opens his mouth, man.
Or
fuck yourself. No, you need to send me that program. I want to get it.
it's actually not a program. It's a Stream Deck thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I might get one of those.
I mean, there's programs for it, but yeah, like
That's pretty cool. Yep. Tom is playing with his new Stream Deck toy. Hell, Martin. But that's it.
I'll say this: Tom's better at the Stream Deck thing than Gary from Nerdrotic.
Nice.
Yeah, I might get one of those. I'm not like. I mean, my channel isn't big enough for that, honestly.
well, it's just using it sparingly. That's the thing. Is like as much as I want to play around with it, it's like, you know, it's only funny if you use it sparingly. So.
Yeah. But it's a good pickup there for you, Runner. I dig it. Like I said, I like Top Gun, but also I would really like an Iron Eagle Blu-ray box set. Somebody needs to get on that, especially like since they bring it up a lot in Cobra Kai and stuff. You'd think they would kind of, brought that to the forefront again or something.
Take my breath away.
I just think about now Dan Blackroyd's got me thinking about Hot Shots when he's eating off her body, cracks the eggs on her stomach and stuff.
Feeling.
Pops that olive out of her belly button. Anyway.
My turn now, I suppose.
Yeah, go ahead, Tom. What do you got for us?
All right, we're gonna bitch. I didn't even watch this whole thing.
Go ahead. Do it.
Fuck. I was so excited when I got this in the mail.
Oh no.
Fuck me. 3 ways till Sunday did they fuck this release up.
Yep.
Not only did they fuck this release up, they had injury to insult with the DVD. I don't know how aware you guys are of this release, of what happened here.
I know, like, that was before it was released. I heard people complaining about it too.
I didn't know about it until I watched it.
Yeah, you should have watched my video I did on it.
I must have missed it in the shuffle. I usually do watch most of your videos.
Yeah, the 4:3 aspect ratio is only on their DVD release of that.
But now the problem with this is, because I'll tell you, first of all, this is for some reason cropped off at 16:9. And when I say cropped, I mean literally cropped, because as you just noted, the DVD has the original 4:3 aspect, because this show was shot on video.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I guess the DVD has a fucking interlacing problem. So you can't even buy the DVD instead, since you're not really gaining that much resolution on the Blu-ray, because the DVD looks like shit too. So instead of releasing a 4:3 version of this on Blu-ray, which would have looked amazing for a video mastering, because it does look amazing considering how zoomed in it is. That's the other problem. It would look really good if it wasn't so fucking zoomed in.
Right.
Considering it's fucking video. And I could have accepted that. And I'm just sitting here going, what the fuck, dudes? And I even tweeted to them. I don't think they're going to respond, but this is a snafu. And this company that did this is Liberation Hall. I guess they're more of a music company.
Yeah.
But they fucked this up bad. And it sucks. No wonder the damn thing's so cheap on Blu-ray, because it's only like $30 right now. Or $39.
I noticed that. And that's one of the reasons why I actually held off on buying that, is because I knew about the aspect ratio thing beforehand. But yeah, I seen that picture you posted and everything, and it looks pretty bad.
Which is sad, because the scan itself is not that bad.
This was Tom's reaction when he got the set. He was like, he just gasped.
That's Seven Samurai.
It is Seven Samurai. You're right.
But yeah, that is. It's a newer company. They're mostly music, and you think they could have just did better than what that. I mean, why even bother releasing it if you're going to mess it up that bad?
Is this the first time like that company released like a movie or TV show type of thing?
I guess, or one of the first. And at first I was
Okay,
like,
'cause-
okay, maybe I'll give them the excuse that it's the mastering process. That's all they had that they were given. But no, that does not excuse what happened on the DVD. But then it makes it sound like the DVD's from a completely different master. Which, if that's the case, what the fuck? Because you...
Let it out, Tom. Just rip them.
I'm just sick and tired of this shit. Just give us the fucking show as it is, man. I mean...
that's what I don't get. I don't get why they keep trying to upscale these 4:30
Well, it's not even
TV
technically
shows.
upscaling. It was a crop. But
crop.
yeah.
I don't know why they keep trying to crop these 4:30 TV shows. Most people that buy these are aware that there's going to be black bars on the side of the show when they watch them. It's no big deal. It
Or
doesn't
they stretch
matter.
the shit out anyway. So what's the fucking difference?
Yeah. So I don't understand why they keep trying to blow up these and crop these images on these old TV shows like that, especially the ones like that Robocop. Yeah, it wasn't that great of a show or anything, and it was only like one season? 1 or 2 seasons?
I think it's only one season.
Yeah. Just because it wasn't as popular or huge doesn't mean you got to crop it like that. Just give it as is, man.
Well,
It's
as recently
crazy.
we talked about with the Highlander show, right? Like, that's why it's a big deal that this show's finally getting a decent re-release on Blu-ray, because it's been butchered for years in various versions, and the crappy versions that have been out there, to where I've hung on to my Anchor Base collection, because even though it's subpar picture, it's better than the fucking up-converted, cropped off, supposedly HD version they got out there for
Even
consumption,
even in that trailer they put out for this is what streaming does. This is what.
No, that's exactly what they look
Blu-ray.
like.
Yeah.
That's exactly, because I bought them one time thinking they were in HD, and I called Voodoo up and demanded my money back.
Right.
Because I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? I said, and then they add injury to insult by having the opening credits pillar barred with a blurred sides, but yet the show is cropped to fuck.
It's ridiculous the streaming of
And it's already low caliber quality, because
bad.
even though that's the other thing that pissed me off, is Highlander was shot on film.
Right.
Yet they are using the original video master and they're zooming in on it and they're up converting that. To me, it's just like, what the fuck is that?
It's ridiculous is what that is, man.
It's like trying to sell me a fucking VHS rip on a Blu-ray in 4K.
I've known people that done that before, so.
I mean, if it's not available, that's one thing. But in this case, it's clear, like, we're going to get the better versions, hopefully soon. I wish we had a date on that, because they started working. That trailer is a few months old. We just
it's like 8 months old. So it's like, they must have been working on it for a long time.
There's a lot of seasons.
Yeah.
I've got all this, like, there's tons of them. Like, it was a long show.
Yeah, I think we ran for 6 seasons. And then they did the spin-off series of Raven.
Then the spin-off, yeah.
Yeah. Corley and Rogue wants to know, is Prime Direct as another live-action show?
It was, okay, there was this show here. This came out in 94. Then I think they tried a different version ish of a series, if I remember right. I don't know if I remember if that one got to full series, or I'm thinking maybe the animated, because there was 2 different animated series. That's what it was. There's 2 different animated series, this TV series, and then Prime Directives was a 4-part backdoor pilot for another Robocop series. I believe those came out in the later 90s, if not early 2000s. And I think Sci-Fi showed them originally. Those are available on DVD and streaming, but those, I'm not sure how those were shot either. I think those were shot on video as well, but I'm not 100% on that. But yeah, this show was clearly shot on video or high format video, which you do get some improvement on the Blu-ray. Don't get me wrong. Like, it does help, and you don't get that interlacing problem that I guess is present on the DVD. So, unless this company just...
I don't know, man, because like...
Well, Serial at Midnight was... I shared his video on my Twitter, and he posited that they used a PAL rip for the DVDs, and they used a completely different video scan for this Blu-ray. And I'm starting to believe him.
Yeah. That sounds like it's probably what happened.
And if that's the case, then it's like, what the fuck, dudes? That means then you ripped those other discs the wrong way. Then it sounds like if you got an interlacing problem.
That's why
that's a problem on older discs, and it comes from video, right? Like, so that's a an PAL issue or whatever because of the different frame rate. So I don't know. We wasted too much time on this shit.
People like that make releases.
I don't know. I'd like to know. I'd love to get some answers because it would really. I want to give these companies the benefit of the doubt. I'd love to give them the chance to maybe make it right. I mean, I'd even maybe necessarily buy a full screen edition or trade this in for a full screen edition if I'm given that option.
Right.
But it doesn't appear to be the case. And if a show is shot on film, there's a chance you can use an open matte. Right, like a great example is like Battlestar Galactica. They had both the widescreen and full screen scans of that show on disc, because you do lose a little bit at the top of the bottom, but they had an open matte to open up the sides, so you gain a little bit more on the sides. So if it's shot on film, you have that option and you can play with it because you have a higher resolution to work with. In these cases, though, especially with video, you cannot be zooming in on video. It just makes every problem worse.
Exactly.
Not to mention just the cutting off of heads and words and shit.
You would think in this day and age, man, they would have figured out a better way to fix that. And just not do it, like we said.
Well, they have. I've seen some really great what must come from like either high-end beta cam and or it's got to be some higher end video. Because it's not VHS quality, or I think it's even better than maybe it's they used to use a different kind of videotape back in the day. I can't think of the name of it. Umatic, but maybe that's not it. But like even Monty Python, because a lot of their certain sketches and stuff were shot on video.
Right.
And if you have the Blu-ray, you can tell it'll jump between those video portions and the TV portions. But even the video looks so much better than any video quality we got out of any videos back in the day. And it's not smudgy and snowy and all that kind of shit, and doesn't have a bunch of interlacing or anything like that. So like compared to DVDs that are coming off of video, I've seen a great improvement in Blu-ray. So I've been convinced enough that you can do high definition video as long as you have that higher end video master to go off of. Somebody might know in the chat what video they used for a lot of those shows. I mean, but I don't know specifically back in the day. I know they eventually moved to beta tape though, or beta cam. So
that's interesting. I guess we'll go to me now for my first pick. Now, my first pick is a VHS, but it's a VHS because this is one that I believe needs a Blu-ray special edition. At this moment, there's only a German Blu-ray release of this. So I would really like a U.S. release of Brain Smasher, a love story starring Andrew Dice Clay and Terry Hatcher. So this right here is a really great movie, and I would absolutely love a Blu-ray of this to finally come out. So if you've never seen this, I recommend this. It's a good one.
I vaguely remember seeing it on Cinemax back in the day.
Yeah, it's just it's like a really cheesy bad flick that just I like Andrew Dice Clay, and I was always a huge fan of Terry Hatcher. So she was always like smoking hot, especially because of Lois and Clark too. But essentially, he's a bouncer. Andrew Dice Clay is a bouncer, and Terry Hatcher is a supermodel being chased by warrior monks for a special flower that could grant them superpower. Chosen from the Karate Kid is the villain. He's the head of the monks. They chase her all night long. She hires Andrew Dice Clay to protect her, and hilarity and craziness ensues. So that's the essential plot of the movie. But it's one that desperately needs like Vinegar Syndrome or MVD or somebody specializes in like old straight to DVD VHS movies to do a Blu-ray.
I think Lionsgate would own that. It says Vidmark, ain't it?
Yeah, it's a Vidmark title. So
So yeah, I think that'd be under Lionsgate's purview.
or like what a Vestron title of this would be really cool.
Maybe. I don't know where the cutoff is there, but like, yeah, it'd be one of those two. I can't believe we haven't yet, but
yeah, exactly.
It's not like Andrew Dice Clay gets a lot of love. Even Adventures of Ford Fairlane barely got a DVD
I
release.
know. I wish I could get that. And what was the other one? There was another one he did, didn't it?
I think he did a couple, but I can't remember.
But I mean, I always like the Dice
I mostly
Man.
remember his concert films, but yeah.
I know. Some of the shit he says in that he cannot say today.
Hickory dickory dock. Oh.
But it was a good movie. I mean, like I said, I always liked Andrew Dice Clay, and Terry Hatcher was hot, and Chosen from the Karate Kid was in it. So it was just a really good, fun comedy flick. Even Tim Thomerson's in it from Trancers. He makes a guest appearance, so that was pretty cool. And just the nonsense that happens is great. It's a great flick. I did a review of it on my channel here, by the way, if anybody wants to watch it. But I brought that just because that needs a Blu-ray or something. Vestron, somebody, that'd be awesome. But there you go. There was my first pick of the night. Runner, let's go on to you for your second pick.
Runner.
All right. My second pick is it's a new horror flick. It's an indie flick. It's actually, I enjoy it, but this movie on paper sounds really fucking stupid. like the story is weird as shit, but it's entertaining as hell if you actually like watch the end result. And that movie it's just one letter.
X. I've never seen it yet. I've not seen it yet.
You might like this.
I heard it was like a cross between Texas Chainsaw Massacre and something else. I can't remember the other thing.
Yeah, it's kind of. I would say so. It's You want me to tell you the story?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the whole point of this movie, when I tell you the story, you're gonna be like, what the fuck is this movie?
I know part of it. I know it's about pornos and stuff. So
yeah, so that's a big part of it. So basically, the movie starts off with a group of people who are shooting an adult film, and they're trying to they're trying to find a good location. So they go to this house. Well, they go to this like one area where it's like a really old man and woman living together. They're like super wrinkly and all that shit. They're creepy as hell. And they crash to some house next to theirs and they shoot a porno. And there's a really weird reason why the old lady wants to kill him. Like a really weird ass reason. But you would have to watch the movie in order to find out.
That's all you're gonna give us?
I would say watch the movie.
I've been meaning to. I mean, like I said, I don't watch a whole lot of modern stuff lately, but that's one I've heard a lot of people say it's pretty decent.
No, this is actually pretty good.
I'll check it out when I get a chance. I find it interesting that you keep finding these titles and stuff. Like you're growing up, Runner. You're growing up.
My only downside for this is I feel like I paid a little too much for this. I paid like $22 or 23, something like that. This is like a $10 buy.
It probably, honesty. You know what? You probably should have waited because that probably will be knocked down in price here soon.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know.
But it'd be interesting. I've heard a few things about it, so I'll check it out. It's not bad. And look at you, man. Like I said, you keep surprising me sometimes on some of the purchases you get.
It's an interesting one.
Yeah. But Random Brad said he's been wanting to see it, so you could have spoiled it away. So that was fun. But Tom, have you had any interest in seeing that movie?
I barely heard anything about it.
Gotcha.
I know a few people in our circle have seen it, and they're like, what the fuck? Like, was this movie? What did I watch? It's like they thought it was good and all, but it was like really weird at the same time. And I'm like, okay, but what did you think? Like that was my question. It's like he's like, I don't know, man. You got to watch it for yourself. So I was like, all right, I'll probably wait till it comes out on video or some shit. So, and I was looking for other stuff because I knew there were some other titles that released around that time, and I just picked that one up.
It's interesting. It's like I said, I've heard a few people have said it's pretty good, but then again, I tend to talk to a lot of people that like horror movies, so
I'm not a fan of modern horror generally either.
me neither. So, but
modern horror isn't as good as I agreed. As was like the older
modern
ones
horror mostly is essentially just basically usually ghost stories.
Yeah, but
that are some of the wokest
stories.
shit in the world.
Yeah.
Right. And and the little girl from that terrible Scream movie that came out is in X, and I'll say she's
of course they are.
No, but she's good in it. She's good in
it. Interesting. But good one, Runner. So let's see what Tom's got for us for his second pick of the night.
All right. Well, we always give a lot of love to Kino, right?
Right.
This goes back to the original love. This was in a group of movies that I was keyed into early on. Their first big deal with Disney, back when Disney actually used to let people release shit. They made a deal with, under their Hollywood banner and stuff like that to release a few movies on Blu-ray. Not only that, gives some special love and treatment. And I recently showed one on here. Oscar was one of them. Some other bigger ones, or not bigger, but more sought after titles that they did release for a while was like Baby. They did Big Business. They did Holy Man, a couple other ones like that. But one I was glad to see, even though I've had it already before, was a little movie called Spaced Invaders.
Oh, I love the movie. I got that one too.
I already had the Mill Creek version.
That's what got me too. Like I know we're talking Space Invaders, but I got
our good buddies Mill Creek.
I got my boyfriend's back from Mill Creek, and I seen it's on Kino Lorber, and I'm like, those sons of bitches.
So pretty much like 90% of the titles that Mill Creek had done, even Straight Talk was another one I showed on here that they had redone, and a couple of the ones I mentioned. So now all the transfers are pretty much the same from what I could tell on every instance that I've checked. But at least you get special features with some of these, and Spaced Invaders does get some special features.
Right.
In fact, it's a nice collection of them. It's audio commentary and quite a few like featurettes and the trailer. And they even got interviews with the girl from the movie who, of course, went on to be in Jurassic Park and stuff like that. And what's her name?
I can't remember her name, but I know
Ariana Richards.
The first one. Yeah.
And it's a very fun film if you've ever seen it. It pays a lot of homage to sci-fi classics of the 60s and stuff like that, and 50s.
That's why I love it,
more
man.
so than the 60s, but and then of course I love the whole gimmick that these. Have you ever seen this, Runner?
No.
Okay.
It's a 90s Halloween classic, man.
Yeah. Okay. So the basic setup is these guys are four Martians who are like the fuck ups.
Hey, man.
And they get a mission to go and take over Earth. And they end up intercepting on the anniversary, since it's Halloween. They're doing, I don't know if are you familiar that of the old War of the Worlds broadcast by Orson Welles and what happened there surrounding that? Okay, so people actually thought it was real and stuff like that. So they play on that a little bit with the aliens intercepting an anniversary broadcast of that And they're like, oh shit, they've already started attacking without us.
I love this movie. I love this movie. It's such a good movie.
So they show up, and they're the only ones there, of course. And it's Halloween, so nobody really thinks anything of them being around. They just think they're kids in costumes. It's a very cute film, and of course these kids try to help them out, and you know, you've got it was. The effects are kind of good. It was right on the heels of Ninja Turtles. It came out the same year, so very similar kind of animatronic effects with the aliens. Yeah. Okay. And you know, decent cast. It's a very Disney-esque kind of movie in that respect, but it was
with a little bit of Amblin to it, I would say.
Yeah, a little bit of kind of Amblin feel to it, even though I don't think any of those people had anything to do with it. But that is a good comparison, actually, because it does feel like something Steven Spielberg would have produced.
It's kind of like the 90s upstart of the Disney stuff and then the old Amblin stuff kind of mixed together.
It does almost kind of have like a Close Encounters meets Gremlins feel to it at the same time.
I love that movie, man. It's like when
without
I saw
so much of the
out.
Yeah, without so much of the mean-spirited mayhem, but there's a lot of mayhem, but it's very cartoony mayhem.
And it still surprised me that kid sounds like the Duck the whole time. His voice.
And I love the mayor who's basically dressed like Hulk Hogan, and you got just the characters in this town are hilarious. Like I'd almost like to see a show of these characters.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
Because that's the beauty of it. It is almost set up like one of those 80s, 90s like dramedies that you would see on Sunday night, like about a cozy little town where a big city cop who's a single father brings his daughter to the town because he, you know, wants a better life for his daughter and all that shit. And the town's just made up of all these goofy characters, right?
Right.
And it just works on its own already without introducing the aliens. You know, so like you already have a situation where the setup is it was one of those films that should have done better at the time. It holds up pretty well. I think I don't know if you'd like it, Runner, but I think you'd see it and see why people did enjoy it, and it became kind of a cult classic. But yeah,
I'll try to keep that in mind.
I would. Yeah, you might like it, Runner. It's really good, and it's a great double feature. Like if you're looking for something this Halloween to watch with your kids or your like almost teenage kids, do a double feature of Space Invaders and Ernest Scared Stupid.
I was just gonna say Ernest Scared Stupid. Yeah.
It
feels a lot like that.
Feature. Yeah.
If you've ever seen Ernest Scared Stupid, it has a lot of that kind of, you know, that same kind of tone.
Yeah, that kind of vibe with like the weird town, like you were talking about, the weird people and the, you know, and pretty good special effects for both of the monsters, like the aliens and the trolls. So, yeah, and that's such a great flick.
Yeah, Disney clearly didn't skimp on the special effects. I don't know what the budget was of this film, but I got to imagine it was pretty good.
Because
I remember they put a lot of advertising behind this movie when it came out, and it just kind of came and went. It did not do well at the box office. But,
which sucks. No, it was not remade in the 2001 CGI Aliens, but I know what movie you're talking about.
Aliens in the Attic or something like that.
Aliens in the Attic.
Which wasn't a bad movie, but that was very Gremlins-esque too.
Yeah. My niece loves that movie. She watched that like almost every day for like a month.
I remember not hating that movie as much as I thought I was going to.
It's not bad. It's not bad, but once you've seen it like 100 times,
I can imagine. It gets grating.
It gets grating. But yeah, that's not a bad movie. I could see how you could kind of relate that to Space Invaders. It's similar in some aspects. But I love Space Invaders.
I actually have not watched the movie since I got the Blu-ray, but I had to grab something for tonight.
Oh, that's understandable, man. I just bought that this past October myself on Kino.
I got this when it first came out, and I've had the Mill Creek one for a while. So.
I meant to buy the Kino one for, when it first came out, but I waited till like October, and I got it.
The only upside of the Mill Creek videos, I'll give them this. I will give Mill Creek one thing only. They managed to reproduce the video art to a T on all of their releases, usually, that I've seen as far as the Disney releases. So, like, if you ever picked up this video as a kid, this is the exact same art that was on the back of the VHS.
Yep. Rented that many times.
And same thing with Straight Talk. It was that way. Big Business was that way. What was some of the other ones I brought on here?
Didn't you bring on one of the lawyer ones that was from them? I can't remember them. But
all the Disney ones anyway. I don't know about the rest of them, but the Disney ones specifically have all been just reproductions of the video art, which I kind of like. That's the only
Yeah.
upside. So,
So like I said, I have.
you
the
know what's
most recent-
funny about both of these deals between Kino and Space Invaders? There's one Hollywood Pictures title that I cannot understand why has not gotten a release.
What's
And
that?
it actually just got a write-up in some, because its anniversary is this year. Encino Man.
Oh yeah, because it was 30 years. Yeah, why has not Encino Man ever got a?
It has never gotten a Blu-ray release. It's only gotten a shitty DVD release back in the day that I believe was like just a Laserdisk rip. It might have even been full screen.
That's
I can't remember if it was
crazy.
full screen or letterbox, but I have it digitally, but I never had a DVD of it, and it's never gotten a physical release outside of VHS.
That is crazy because that's a great movie. I love that movie,
Yeah.
and so many people love that with Brendan Fraser. especially with his
Son-in-law
sort of
is same thing.
exactly,
and
and
I
I
don't
love
think in the Army
Son-in-Law
now as
too.
well.
Yeah, Encino Man's better, but that's crazy. I wonder those are owned by Disney, aren't they?
Yeah, you would think they
Yeah.
would have been one of the more sought after ones in them groups of those deals between Kino and which was originally Mill Creek, because like I said, a lot of those titles just migrated over to Kino. But
Right.
yeah,
That's crazy. That definitely I didn't even think about that, but yeah, you're right. We definitely need a Blu-ray of Encino Man. That would be awesome, especially with its 30th anniversary. It's crazy.
yeah, I can't believe it hasn't gotten one yet.
Wait till it gets a Disney Plus spin-off movie. It'd be horrible.
right. Yeah, no shit. The daughter of Encino Man,
Yeah, or the story. I heard one time
Encino
they
Girl
wanted
is what it'll be called.
to,
Yeah.
yeah, I heard at one point they wanted to do the story of his girlfriend.
Well, they did. Yeah, they had actually wanted to do sequels to that a few times. They were planned on it right away. Then
Right.
Pauly Shore kind of took off on his own, but they even had I don't know if it was a joke or if it was really real, but I thought I had read it somewhere else too. But they had actually cast Regis and Kathy Lee as Stoney's parents in the movie.
That's crazy. That would have been funny as hell.
And yeah, it was supposed to be about, them adapting the girlfriend. It was supposed to pick right up where the last one left off and all that business.
That
And then it
could've
was
been
supposed to
kinda
go to
interesting.
college or something like that. But yeah.
That could have been kind of fun, like him trying to teach her in college. That would have been kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Corleone
They
Rogue
called
says
it
in
Encino College Man or something.
yeah. Corleone Rogue says in the UK it's called California Man.
Yeah, because I'm sure it doesn't make much sense. Even Encino Man doesn't make much sense here, to be honest with you.
You
It
gotta
really
know where
doesn't.
Encino, California is.
Hey, exactly. Like, unless you really, it's kind of like the Goonies. I never understood that title either. It's like, it
It's the
really doesn't
Boondocks.
make a whole lot of fucking sense. It doesn't. I mean, yeah, I get it. That's kind of what they call themselves because they come from the Goondocks or whatever, but okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, if you see that title on a script, you're just like, what the fuck is a Goonie? So yeah, I'm sure the first person who looked at Encino Man just like, what the fuck is an Encino Man?
What's Encino Man? I always like Blast from the Past too. That was a good one with Brendan Fraser.
Yeah,
but
it was.
Yeah. That's crazy. I just never.
That's another
thought
one
about
I
that.
don't think's gotten a Blu-ray release yet either.
Yeah, I don't think it ever has. Oh, I liked Pauly Shore. I liked him all right in the 90s. He wasn't too bad. I don't think he was as bad as everybody thought he was.
Son-in-Law was a big movie for him.
Yeah,
I
it
can't
was a great
believe that
movie.
hasn't gotten a Blu-ray. And same thing with, I don't think In the Army Now is on Blu-ray either.
I always found it funny that Brendan Fraser was like in every one of those movies afterwards. Eating
But Mill
frog.
Creek put out Jury Duty.
Oh yeah, they did, didn't they? Did somebody bring that? Didn't you bring that on here?
I think I mentioned it before.
Oh, maybe you did.
I do have it. Yeah.
That's probably a bad transfer too.
I don't think it's as horrible because it's a Sony one, but that doesn't mean shit. I'd have to look again, to be
Yeah.
honest. I don't know. I don't remember if I watched it or not. I'd have to look because I don't remember that. I remember that movie not being as bad as most people made it out to be, but
Yeah,
it's just basically a comedy version of like all those courtroom dramas from the 70s and 80s.
kind of like the Airplane spoof of them.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah. Biodome. I remember Biodome.
Biodome. Has that gotten a Blu-ray release?
I don't think it has. I don't think a lot of his movies has gotten Blu-ray releases.
The Weasel don't get no love.
Massatica. That's crazy. But yeah, if somebody, I mean, get on Pauly Shore movies, but check out Space Invaders too. If you have not seen it, it's a great watch, especially at Halloween time. And I guess we'll go on to my second pick of the night. It's a horror movie from the 2000s, but it's a really good one. It was from 2012. So I got this for my birthday. Well, I got a gift card and then I bought this because I wanted it.
Yes, it was your birthday, wasn't it?
Yes. And
that reminds me.
Yeah, I got a gift card. So this was one of the things I bought with the gift cards.
Happy birthday,
and that would be No One Lives, starring Luke Evans. It was actually made by Anchor Bay. Speaking of Anchor Bay again, but from 2012. The motherfucker here says no one lives. No one lives. So that's not a spoiler for anybody watching this. It says it right in the title. The central plot of this movie. Thank you.
Greg, I have a question.
Yes.
Why are you wearing a winter hat when it's almost summer?
Because my hair is a mess today and I just grabbed it and put it on.
No, I thought you burned your hair or some shit.
No, it's just I need a haircut.
You got a bald spot.
I love it. Thank you. That was awesome. Appreciate that.
Yes.
Oh man. But this movie is actually a really great like horror slasher type movie that was in the 2000s. That was awesome. Thank you, Tom.
I love this thing.
Yeah, this is awesome. So this is like sort of a take on a slasher movie. It's got like an 80s slasher vibe to it, which is why I like it. There's this group of thieves who pull over this man and this woman. That'd be Luke Evans and the woman that he's traveling with. They look like they're a normal suburban type husband and wife. And so they kidnap them too. They kill the girl, but they don't realize that this guy here is a psychopath serial killer himself. And the woman that he was with was not actually his wife. It's he kidnaps girls and he breaks them till they become complacent to him, and they killed his favorite. So no one lives, and that's the plot of the movie. It's really good, and I just always liked this movie. It was a pretty fun movie. It's a fun watch. So if you've never seen it and you were looking for like a sort of an 80s slasher type vibe horror movie, check this one out. There you go. There's my little split for that one. I had to get that one. I really dug that. I had it on digital for years, and I needed the Blu-ray copy, so I finally got it. I got it for my birthday.
Never heard of that one.
It's actually put out by Anchor Bay and WWE Films, but I really don't think WWE had anything to do with it, other than one of the wrestlers makes a quick appearance in it, and that's it. But there's nothing wrestling related in this movie at all.
They had some deal there for a while when they were trying to make some movies.
Yeah,
and stuff,
with Lionsgate and stuff. But yeah, it's
made
got
that fucking Leprechaun remake and shit.
Oh god, that was horrible. I think maybe there's just the studio logos on this just to be on this. I don't think they had much to do with
that,
this
or
one.
is more so probably just funding wise and shit like that.
Yeah,
like a cross promotion with the show and everything. WWE.
Yeah. And so if you've not seen this, I would recommend it. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good, fun horror movie. It's got boobs in it. It's got blood. It's got really good performances. And it's kind of interesting too, because like if you've ever seen Dracula Untold with Luke Evans, this could very well be like a sequel to that movie, if you know what I mean. Because his name it never says his name, and his name is some kind of like from. He says his father was a big literary type guy who named him. So like if you know his name, it's on his driver's license, but it never says his name. He's going to kill you if you know who his true name. So it could kind of almost be like he's Dracula because the way he moves and stuff in this movie is like just crazy. So, but there's that.
I want to suck your blood.
I want to suck your blood. Speaking of which, it's World Dracula Day.
Is it really?
Yes.
It's actually Star Wars Day today, too.
Or wait, what is today's date? Nope, my bad. Tomorrow is World Dracula Day, the 26th.
Oh.
Yes, Star Wars Day is today. But yeah, check that out if you're into horror movies.
Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars.
What's that Bill Murray song? Star Wars.
Don't never take them away.
I remember that.
Yes.
Yes. So
What do you got first, Runner?
Yeah, Runner. What's up?
What's up?
All right, this is one you guys I think would really like. I wouldn't be surprised if any of you I wouldn't be surprised if any of you haven't seen it. Or have whatever.
Never seen it.
Yeah, you probably haven't. This I'd probably give it away if I told you who was in this movie. So
Zack Snyder.
Give it away now.
This is not a Zack Snyder film.
Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
It is a Warner Brothers film, but it is not a Zack Snyder film. So
It's a Warner Brothers picture.
So none of you have to bitch. All right. So it has Keanu Reeves, a super hot chick, and Gene Hackman. That's right.
The Replacements.
It's The Replacements.
I actually like that
Good
movie.
movie.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
It is really good. I enjoyed
Scars
it a lot.
Hill.
John Favreau's in that too.
Yeah.
He is. I forgot he was in it. Yeah.
It's got a great cast. John Favreau, Keanu Reeves, Gene Hackman, Orlando, what's his name? That I can't remember his last name. He used to be 7-Up guy.
Oh, the
Makes
guy who played
7-Up
Legolas?
years. The guy that can't never catch the ball in the movie.
I
I know
have
you're-
that Blu-ray, but
I know
full
who you're
confession,
talking
I
about.
have not watched it in a couple of years.
I watched
But I
it on-
adore that film. It's an
It is
amazing
a great
film.
film.
It's a really good movie.
It is. I was just trying to think
It's
of
arguably Gene Hackman's last good movie too.
Yeah. Let's not talk about Welcome to Mooseport.
You just fucking brought it up. Good job. Another piece of Gene Hackman just died thanks to you.
I know. I'm sorry. I
God
apologize,
damn it,
Gene. I'm sorry, Gene. But yes, it was really good.
I
And
gotta come through here and kill you.
Yes,
And my
Orlando
father said
Jordan.
one thing to me when I was growing up. Get out. No, before that.
That was great. Real estate.
Real estate. Land. People pay out the nose through land. For land. Greatest criminal mind of our time.
Lex Luthor. Yes, replacement.
Man
is
who
good.
killed Superman.
Was Gene Hackman in Evolution?
Was he? God, it's been a while since I
remember
watched that one too.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen that one. Heist or the Royal Tenenbaums. Was he in the Royal Tenenbaums?
Yeah, he's in Royal Tenenbaums.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one in a long time. He retired, Brian Barth. He's like 70,
Yeah.
80 something years old.
Oh,
Is he
yeah.
78 or 80?
Oh, he's older than that now, I think.
Oh yeah, he's retired.
Yeah.
They just released a picture of him not too long ago where he's like, "I'm still alive."
Yeah, he's still alive. He's looking old.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, he quit after that Mooseport movie.
Yeah, that was bad. Orlando Jordan was in Evolution. That's what he was saying. Okay.
Jones, you mean? Orlando Jones, I think is his
No,
name.
Orlando Jordan. He was in The Replacements. He's the guy that can't catch.
I think it's Jones though, is his name, not Jordan.
Orlando
I
Jordan.
think it's Orlando Jones. Pretty
Maybe.
sure.
I thought you were talking about a different person.
Oh, he's 92.
I was gonna say he's pretty fucking old.
Yeah, 92. But The Replacements is a great football movie. I dig it. I think it's a very underrated Keanu Reeves movie because I know it didn't do very well when it came out, kind of flopped. But I think it's really found its audience here over the years because it's just really is a great great flick, great football movie too. So,
yeah. And it probably has one of the best bar fight scenes.
Yeah. At first I was afraid. I was petrified. But it was a good one.
Would you say it's the Top Gun of football movies, Runner?
Now that I think about it, you're not wrong.
I know I had to make that comparison.
No, in a way it kind of is, because it's like, yeah, like the whole relationship between Keanu and what's her name, that super hot chick,
The cheerleader.
Yeah, the cheerleader. It's like, it's kind of got that same vibe almost with the Maverick.
Yeah, but that woman looks a lot better now than Kelly McGillis. So.
Oh God, yeah. Oh my God, you're not wrong there. I saw pictures of yeah, what's her name, Kelly McGillis. Yeah, I saw recent pictures of her. Jesus Christ.
I do like Heckman does play a good coach in that movie. He modeled it after the Packers coach. What's his name? The original Lombardi. Yeah, Vince Lombardi. The Lombardi Trophy, dumbass. But go on, Hunter. Sorry.
He does play good coach in this. But I remember seeing those pictures of Kelly McGillis. So I was like, those can't be real.
Yeah, there's a rumor that persists they didn't offer her a role in the second film, but that's not true. They did, but she turned it down because it was the role of the volleyball. Was that too soon?
I'm laughing. I don't know why Runner's not, but I.
Sorry,
anyways,
listening.
Listen to him.
That was comedy fucking gold.
It was. Anyway, since Runner's not listening, the audience is here to see our movies and us talk about the movies. Let's go into Tom. What do you got for
Unfortunately, instead of hanging with the boys, she was hanging like a boy. All right.
What do you got, Tom?
All right. Since I didn't have any more movies to watch this week, I thought I'd do some shameless self-plugging. That's what I was trying to put. Not of the masturbatory kind, but of Mead Radio kind. And I thought I'd clue people into some of the special edition soundtracks and stuff where I get some of this stuff from and why it's such an expensive endeavor to undertake. And one of the main websites I go to is La La Land, and there's also Intrada and Varis Sarabande, however you say their name. But here's a couple of the more recent ones I've picked up from La La Land, because if you don't get these right away, a lot of times they're limited editions and they go out of print. So the price goes up astronomically to pick them up on like eBay and Amazon and stuff. Like recently I picked up Used Cars. Yeah. You know, not one that you would normally think would get a soundtrack release, but these are usually just the scores. But sometimes they have other stuff on it, like Top Secret is the original.
That's funny that you bring that up tonight.
Plus, well, we'll see. Songs, plus it has the score and all that business. And then another movie that's been talked about recently that just got released on there. This is one of the more brand new ones.
Fire in the Sky.
Fire in the Sky. And then here's one that's got a more recent re-release remaster that just came up, was Beavis and Butthead Do America.
And this is La La Land?
Yeah, La La Land, otherwise Entrada or Very Sarabande is a place to
check these out. I didn't know some of these
even Amazon carries them sometimes, but and here's what's cool. Sometimes you'll even get ones that are autographed. Awesome. Like this one from Henry Manfredini from Friday the 13th Part 7. And recently they remastered the first one. I was trying to find that to show the two different ones, but I didn't. So I just grabbed this one instead that had the autograph.
That's awesome.
So yeah, there's some cool things, but a lot of times they're only like limited to like 1,000 or 2,000 prints. So yeah, get them while you can, kids. But yeah, that's kind of where I usually go to get them. I'll try and share the websites with you in either the private chat or our DM group, so you can put that in the descriptions. But yeah, that's pretty much where I get all those, and they've got some really great selections, and the prices are usually around $17 to $24 depending on the film. But you know,
check that out, especially with that Top Secret soundtrack.
That was one that was heavily requested as far as like, well, I wouldn't say heavily requested, but I've gotten a few requests over it for it. So I'm like, I better pick that one up when I saw that one.
So that's pretty cool. Well, since you brought it up and sort of go along with that real quick, I'll show you my pick real quick since this was another birthday gift. Top Secret, the new Blu-ray that just came out. So yes, and this is Val Kilmer, and I love this movie. This movie is great. What's that? I can't even. I just watched. I can't remember this surfing shotgun song.
What the
skeet shooting?
Yeah, skeet shooting.
Why the fuck are there flying cows?
You have to see the movie, Runner.
I knew that'd be your answer.
The movie is a spoof, and actually, it's not a flying cow. He doesn't go flying in a cow, but
then why are they fucking flying up in the sky?
Because this is from the makers of Airplane. All right, it's a spoof movie of like
sense.
He's like Val Kilmer is like a Beach Boy surf singing American superstar who goes over to where does he go? I can't remember. It's like a German place.
It's actually been a lot of years since I've seen the movie, but isn't it more like a Bond parody kind of thing?
Yeah, like a Bond parody, sort of. Yeah. And he goes over there because he's a famous American singer, so they kind of use him to go search for a scientist. Yeah, scientist. And since he's famous and he can go undercover like Bond, and he meets a team of rebels and stuff, and they're trying to overthrow this guy, and it's just hilarious. And the cow thing is like a disguise. Like two guys get in the cow, and the boots are like the guy's boots. So, and then a bull happens to go by, so the guy in the rear, he kind of takes it in the rear. So, yeah, it's a really funny movie too. So that goes along with Tom's soundtrack. Hey, but he likes it in the end. There it is. But yeah, you would like that. Runner, I think you would like that. It's pretty funny. And hey, speaking of Top Gun, Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you have it. It goes along with Tom's little soundtrack things. Tom, you are a rental store that used to work in the late 1990s.
More like the late yeah, you're right. It would be late 90s. Yeah. Late 90s into early 2000s, yeah. Because I owned mine in 2001, so.
Yeah, there you go. And Corleone Rogue says, Peter Cushing had a swollen eye, so they used that as a joke and made one eye even bigger in the movie. Yeah. In Top Secret. But I had to get that. That came out right around the time of my birthday, so I was like, I'm buying that because I've been waiting for that forever.
I got it. I just haven't cracked it open yet. I didn't get a chance to watch it. No.
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to watch much, but I watched this one, and then like the rest of these I've already seen. So, and plus I was kind of scrambling to find some. It's sad that Runner is the one that got all the new ones and watched like 4 or 5 movies already.
Yeah. Well, and another reason why I brought the Entrada discs on was because I don't know if I live close to their facility or what, but like they are really good about getting them out and to you quickly, and they package them really well. Like you'd think you're getting a package with a T-shirt when you get these, like from Entrada anyway. Like, or I think it was Entrada or La La Land, one of the two. I order through both of them all the time because if one doesn't have it, the other one usually does, and then if one of those two generally doesn't have it, and I'll break down and go to Barry's, and they'll sometimes have it, but they do their own too over there, so it's kind of a bounce between all three, and you can kind of find a $2-3 difference sometimes between the prices. But you know, if one doesn't have it, sometimes you get lucky and catch it on the other one. And once in a while, they'll do re-releases, like they re-released the single disc version of Back to the Future recently, but not the 2-disc. And they recently brought back Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2, I think, but they might be sold out again though. So those go quick. That's the thing is. You got to kind of keep an eye on them. I check on them like every couple of weeks. So,
I haven't seen a lot of movie soundtracks in forever. So definitely, I want to check out those websites. Definitely.
Well, like for instance, I missed out on Jaws: The Revenge. I'm like, yeah, I'll just pick it up later. No, now that fucker's going for like
like $100 probably.
Yeah, somewhere in that anywhere 50 to 100. Yeah.
Oh, that's so crazy when they do that crap, and it's like, I should have got it. But
Yep, I know that
pretty cool.
feeling.
That's pretty cool. I like it. I dig it. I dig it. I guess we should move on to Runner for his final pick of the night. What do you got, Runner?
All right, so this is my final pick, and there's probably going to be a lot of bloodshed over me picking this. It's not a Zack Snyder movie, okay? Don't fucking worry. But it might you guys might get that same reaction from this. Okay, so I watched like half of this movie last night on 4K. It looks fucking beautiful. The Atmos is fucking great, especially for one certain point to the movie, which I'll get to. After watching Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness, that movie made me like this movie even more than I have. And yes, I do have some issues with it as a fan, but overall I did enjoy it even with its problems. And that is Tom's favorite comic book movie of the year.
Oh God. Boo. I'll be honest, man. I haven't watched it yet, but I've laughed my ass off at some of the scenes I've seen, and I'm like, how did people even take this serious? I don't know if I can bring myself to watch it.
Again, like I said, I do have some issues with it.
That movie, that's a piece of yeah. Batman and Robin is a bad movie.
Oh man,
Jesus Christ, man! Twilight as Batman. Give me a break.
I plan on watching this. I really do. It's been on HBO Max forever, and I've been trying to get to watch it. But I've seen.
I mean, you
like the interrogation scene with the Riddler and like a scene with Commissioner Gordon. And it's just I'd laugh my ass off because it's so bad looking.
Okay, the interrogation scene with Riddler is very fucking dumb. I'll admit that. Like the interrogation scene where he's like autistically screaming is like what? Like that's where. Listen, I like Paul Dano as an actor, but that was dumb. Like, I think Paul Dano can play a really good Riddler, but it just completely falls apart from that point.
Yeah, it just...
And yes, there will be a Batman 2.
Yeah, there will be, sadly.
Hey, maybe it can be... You never know.
I didn't think it was so bad. It's better than Candy Colored shows. I would, yeah, maybe. I have to watch it. I can't really say it's good or bad yet because I haven't seen it. But
I really don't think like there problems with this movie. Yes, absolutely. Okay, like I can't deny that, but it's got good shit in it. Like, okay, the Batmobile scene is fucking dope, especially the Atmos. The Atmos on that is fucking bitchin'.
I did not care for that. I did see the deleted Joker scene. I really hope if they bring him back, they change him because that is horrible. That was like the cringiest Joker I've ever seen in my entire life, and I thought Jared Leto was bad.
Jared Leto is better than fucking.
And I thought Jared Leto was bad.
Well, Jared Leto was better in the Snyder Cut. I'm sorry, I had to bring it up. But I mean, you got to give. Well, Jared Leto wasn't given much in Suicide Squad, so that's kind of unfair. But for what we've seen of this new Joker, yeah, it's bad. I did not. I'm so fucking glad they deleted that. that when I saw that drop, I was just like, I like this movie, but what the fuck?
Who knows?
And
The only good
listen,
part of the movie is the car chase. So
it's definitely one of the best parts of the movie.
What's the difference between Batman and Batman and Robin and the Batman?
Well, the Batman actually takes itself more seriously, even with its problems, and Batman, not Batman
Batman
v
and
Robin.
Robin is actually a Batman movie.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Actually, it has.
It
is.
It's much more Bruce Wayne and Batman detective than.
It has more in common with the comics.
Okay, Greg, you haven't seen the Batman in its full like.
I know that. Like I said, I can't really judge, but I got to be honest.
I was gonna say you can't really answer this question. Like it. Okay. Okay, Batman.
But also, you got to understand. You got to understand here.
Okay,
I'm a little biased. I am a little biased.
I know you're a little biased. You
my man,
asshole. Listen. At least Pattinson doesn't pull out a credit card out of his fucking belt.
I kind of like that scene.
What the fuck?
Don't worry, I'll get drive-through.
I like cheesy bad movies though, but yes, it is very Batman. That is very Batman.
Batman and Robin, I give a lot more. You know what? I fucking hated that movie when it came out. I'll tell you, Runner. I almost walked out of that movie. It was one of the first movies I almost walked out of. If it wasn't for the fact that I didn't drive, I would have. But after seeing The Batman, I have a newfound respect for Batman and Robin. Because at least Joel Schumacher was trying to make an enjoyable Batman movie. I don't know what the fuck that shit was other than very undertone, hidden political bullshit on top of pretentiousness. And Matt Reeves clearly can't start a franchise. Now, I know this is going to get a sequel. I knew that way back when. It's just going to happen. But I don't know, man. This is some real, like, Batman. Like, I stretched to find a lot of Batman-esque things in it. There, just because he looks like, take out the Batman part of the little look, nothing he does is very Batman-esque. I mean, Batman doesn't clomp and start beating people up. He comes out of the shadows and gets these guys, right? Like, that's the first thing right off the bat.
Like I said, like, one of the few, like, I do have some issues, obviously, as a fan.
And then he knocks on the front fucking door. Where's the penguin? Take me to the penguin now.
Bat Tom.
Even Bat Tom says that's fucking stupid.
The penguin was one of the best parts of the movie. I'm sorry. He was fucking great.
That's what they say.
They spent a shit ton of money to get Colin Farrell to look like Richard Kind. Okay, bravo.
I know that's a fucking meme, but he was still good in the movie.
We'll see.
Don't get me wrong. I do like Colin Farrell. I do. He was one of the better parts of the film. I will give it that. But it completely falls off the rails midway through. You got to admit that. And what is this problem, or what is this idea? Somebody please tell me, because this is a Zack Snyder problem too, when it comes to Superman at least, with having the incessant need of consistently rebooting, reestablishing these characters in a world where it's Batman Day 2. He's not quite Batman yet, kids. No, fuck that shit. Batman went off for years perfecting himself, figuring out how to become the world's greatest detective before he even put on the cowl. Right. The Batman part of it was the last piece, right? Like, and the same thing with Superman. I hate this idea of it's his first day on the job. No, Superman emerges from the Fortress of Solitude. He goes in Clark Kent and he comes out Superman, right? Like, that's the whole fucking point. He doesn't have to have, oh, my bad, I need my first day on the job. New boots, new cape. I'll get you next time. Okay, sorry. No, he doesn't have that option. That's not what Superman is. Superman is the ideal man, right? Batman's the world's greatest detective. Flash is the world's fastest man alive. Wonder Woman is the Amazonian goddess, right? Like, there's a reason why we have these characters the way they are. They almost come prepackaged that way, especially Superman, right? And that's where And this is my problem with the Batman, is it took him the whole movie to figure out what we all know about Batman.
That is a problem with a lot of like restarted movies. Like they always try to retell the origin, or we're not going to tell you the origin, but we're going to give you like in the early on in his career.
It's year 2. He's not quite there yet. And it's the same exact fucking plot as Batman Begins. The same fucking plot. I don't know why people. It is no, kind of. It is the same plot. Okay, what is Batman Begins about? Take out the Batman aspect. It's about Ra's al Ghul trying to destroy the city so he can expose the corruption that actually runs the city. Right. This movie is about the Riddler, who takes over and tries to destroy the city to expose the corruption that is underneath Gotham City. They're the same fucking movie, to the point where at the end they blow up the fucking bridges, and you can't, the same goddamn thing. They can't get out of town in the end of Batman Begins because the bridges are blocked off. Like
that part, yes. That part, yes.
That whole fucking scene is Batman Begins all over again.
Not everything. You don't see Batman get training by fucking ninjas in it.
That's the problem. He already had the training.
Okay, and you know, you can disagree with me all you want, Tom, but here's the thing. Like, maybe one reason why I kind of appreciated more and why I was excited about it in the first place was because, you know, there are other guys who who have even pointed out, like, this was like pitched as a detective.
Well, you know what's worse is it's Batman Rises, the Dark Knight Rises mixed in too, the worst of the fucking Nolan trilogy. It has more synonymously picture-wise to do with that, with all the explosions and the I'm taking Gotham down, because he's doing the same fucking thing that Ra's al Ghul did. He's just finishing the job. That's what really he's doing.
I honestly
you add the Catwoman into the bit.
I honestly don't remember Rises all that much.
That's the problem, because it's basically the same fucking movie as this.
I've only seen Rises twice, and I didn't really care for it. But no, like because in most of the
and I'm not yelling at you, Runner, and I know you probably know that, but I'm just this movie makes me very angry.
I know it makes you angry. I've heard your takes on it, like, and I'm not gonna be the guy that's like, oh, you wanted to hate on this like beforehand. I know
you just can't get rid of a bomb.
I remember that from the Batman movie. Go ahead.
I do remember the end part where he like attaches the fucking bomb to the bat wing or whatever the fuck he was.
Was it a bomb the size of a tangerine?
No, like I said, like, listen, there are problems with this movie that I have. I haven't checked out the special features of it. The special features like disc is kind of cool because it's like a green like Riddler disc. So that's kind of neat. But
here's the thing, like even like he's not the Riddler. He's the Zodiac killer mixed with the Calendar killer from Batman.
Well, here's the Riddler. Okay, here's the thing. Yes and no, because the thing is like when I heard about that take, like in the first place, like, oh, it's a Zodiac killer Riddler. It's like, I'm like, listen, that could work. They
could have just did the Calendar killer, which is what this story, the Calendar killer, or what's he called?
Calendar Man,
whatever. That's literally what the story is based on.
I could have accepted Calendar Killer. Like, that sounds at least more cool for a movie.
Yeah,
I agree.
And it's somebody different that has not been seen before.
See, I would have respected a little more for trying it. And honestly, here's the other worst problem I have with it is I was expecting to walk out of it going, you know, the movie wasn't so bad if we just had somebody else playing Batman. Pattinson isn't even the fucking problem with the movie, unfortunately. He's not that great. I just have a me issue with the fact that I'm 20 years older than him, probably, or 10. And I feel like I'm 20 years older than him. I feel like I'm watching some kid cosplay as Batman, unfortunately.
I thought he was a good Batman, not so much Bruce Wayne.
I just didn't. I know he's in like his 30s or whatever, but he's
like in his mid 30s. Yeah.
He carries himself. He looks like he's in his 20s. he just doesn't, Christian Bale wasn't a big guy. Michael Keaton was not a big guy. So it's not even about the being big part. I'm going to be serious here for a moment about I'm not going to give him shit about working out or anything like that. He just didn't have the gravitas. He did not have that convincingness that I needed from him, the duality of it all, that he just kind of got into this brooding mode. And I don't see it. I feel like I'm watching a 15-year-old pretend to be Batman.
Do you think if maybe he had a better supporting cast around him, like I bring up like The Lighthouse, if you've seen The Lighthouse with
maybe
him,
I don't know. It doesn't really matter.
He feels much older and mature in The Lighthouse.
Paul Dano's fine. The guy who plays Gordon's fine. I mean, all those guys are fine. It's just
his chemistry was decent with Jeffrey Wright. I'll say that. And Jeffrey Wright was actually, I thought
those were probably some of the better parts of the film, is getting Batman to somewhat be a detective. But unfortunately,
those were the riddles parts I liked.
The riddles were not that clever, though. In fact, the riddles in Batman Forever were more clever. The Riddler's plot in Batman Forever is better and more Riddler-like.
Yeah.
Like, I was 2 steps ahead of the Batman this whole fucking movie. That was my other problem. And if I'm 2 steps ahead of the main character, then he can't be the world's greatest fucking detective, because I ain't even close to being a detective. The closest I am is an investigative journalist. That's about it.
Good runner, though.
I did not care. Andy Serkis was miscast as Alfred.
I disagree. I like him.
I did not like him in the role. It's one of the first times I'll ever say I didn't care for Andy Serkis.
Well, the problem is he wasn't given enough screen time.
That too. That's the other problem. And Zoe Kravitz,
I thought she was good.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of her.
She was hot.
I'm not really a fan of Zoe Kravitz.
If she wasn't playing Catwoman,
I'm not a fan either. That's her like one of her few good performances.
If she wasn't playing Catwoman, I wouldn't have had a problem. It has nothing to do with the color of her skin, because one of my favorite Catwomen is Eartha Kitt.
Yeah.
So I have no issue there. Exactly. I have no issues there. My issue is her character is basically generic call girl number 2. And they tried to make her into Catwoman. There's nothing there that really... You could have made her a generic hooker lady that worked for the bad guy and happened to be related. That whole story is fucking stupid anyway. I know a lot of comic book fans who are not a fan of that connection.
Wait a minute, Greg. You're saying that you didn't get a Catwoman vibe from her in the trailer?
No.
I thought the way she talked.
I don't even think he knows one of the main twists of the film either, because they borrow from a stupid comic book line.
I know what story you're talking about.
With the Catwoman and
the cat
Falcone.
Falcone, yeah.
Yep.
That was kind of weird.
And then you want me to get to the ultimate sin of the film? Do you really want me to go there? And that is that every white person in this movie is fucking horrible, including the Waynes and Batman by fucking proxy.
I didn't see that.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Oh my fucking God. The fact that... Okay, it's confusing how it's set up in the movie. I've had somebody argue to me that it's Martha's mother who actually commits murder. In the movie, I took it as Martha committing the murder. Either way, she has a history of mental illness. And Jonathan is trying to cover that up. And in the process of covering it up, he tries to, A, bribe a journalist, which is something that Thomas Wayne wouldn't do. And then C, B, going to Falcone and having any part to do with that to begin with. Even just the fact that he would go to Falcone is something Thomas Wayne wouldn't do. And C, I agree with most people that Thomas Wayne is not the kind of guy who'd be a politician to begin with. He's a fucking doctor.
You're right.
There's a reason, and that goes fundamentally with the whole thing with Superman and why, to me, it's more important who the Kents are. Same thing goes with the Waynes. It's more important how they're presented and how that shapes who Batman and Bruce Wayne are, and same thing with Superman and Clark Kent, right? Like, they are very integral in that formation of that character in those dual roles. And to take that away from Bruce really kind of makes it all like, what the fuck? And I just don't like that shit. I don't like how they made everybody so horrible. They made Alfred also a part of the cover-up, which also made him, that's why he almost died, because he had to pay for his sin. And then you have the Catwoman bit, which basically makes me go, well, then why the fuck is Jeffrey Wright in this movie? Is he only in there now because he's black? Because they have to have him be good? Because God forbid he be a good guy in white? Is that why he's there? Because now I'm asking that because you had to have that stupid Catwoman line about white privilege. And it's like, what about all this has to do with white privilege outside of Martha Wayne or her mother getting away with murder, whichever one it was? Because I haven't watched the movie since I saw it, so I don't care. But like, to me, that is just that is character assassination. Like, sure, you don't have to show the Waynes getting killed on screen, but you sure did assassinate them.
Yeah, I've heard they didn't treat the Waynes very well in that movie.
It was worse than the Joker. I had some issues with the Joker, and that was like one of my few issues with that is how they treated the Waynes and that. I'm like,
oh, by killing him on screen.
Well, no, just the fact they made Thomas Wayne like a dickhole.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I haven't seen Joker in a while.
And again, that was another time they made him I think he was running for, wasn't he running for mayor? In that
Yeah,
too,
he
or
was
some
running
shit?
for
Yeah.
And again, I don't
Mayor.
like that version of Thomas Wayne. So
they've kind of been trying to assassinate Thomas Wayne here lately, haven't they? His character-wise, I mean.
Yeah, I know they.
His past couple movies.
I know in the Telltale Batman game, they did a whole arc. I think it might have been in the sequel where they made the Waynes bad people in a way. I mean, I'm not a fan of it, and yeah, I don't like that whole aspect in the movie. Like, again, I have some issues. Like, as a Batman fan,
No, you can enjoy it, and I get why you do.
But there are some things I did really like in this, and I can watch it. I
mean, it's just
I would say it's made for your generation.
Exactly. I guess that's the best way I can.
Well, here's the thing. This is how I'll sum it up, and you might disagree with me on this, or maybe you'll disagree with me on this. Okay, listen. As a Batman fan, I even have problems with other Batman movies, right? Like, I think you know where I'm going with this, right? Like Batman '89. Like, as much as I like that movie, there are some decisions in that movie I'm not a huge fan of.
Oh, I'll agree. And there's stuff that should have never happened.
Like, for example, like Joker killing the Waynes. Like that.
Oh, yeah, that's the movie's probably second or first biggest sin. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's like that's kind of how I view this movie. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like shit like that. I'm just like, it's like there are aspects of it that will piss me off, but the end result, it might be fine.
Here's where I differ in that. If it was like three little things like that are in the Batman movie that you can kind of pick on.
I'll say this because I did take a film class recently. Yeah, the running time is too fucking long.
Well, and that's just it. I mean, I may have enjoyed it better had it cut off that last hour and logically ended where it should have.
Well, that's not my biggest problem. My biggest problem is there are certain scenes, like, it doesn't matter where it is, but like they'll be like, there's one certain shot. Remember that one scene where Batman's trying to grab the letter from the rat cage or whatever it was? That whole scene was shot so fucking long, and I'm just like, you literally could have cut that down. And
well, there's a lot of that in this movie, but
I know. I'm just saying, like, you could have like done all of that, and it would have made the movie like slightly more shorter, and it would have been better.
Yeah, I mean, then again, I'm not so sure you can edit a good movie out of this movie. Maybe, but you'd have to chop off that entire ending.
I think there are definitely some things you could fix. Like, I'll say this, like I think I noticed it more at home than at the theater. Like hearing his footsteps is like not right. I'm just like, why? Like you can hear it more with the Atmos. I'm just like,
I mean, I get it, them trying to do some different things with Batman. I don't want to pick on the movie anymore, and I don't want to make you feel like I'm yelling at you. And
no. I don't think you're yelling at me. It's just your thoughts on the movie, and that's fine. Like,
Well, that's good. I'm just
I mean-
making sure because
I mean, listen,
I'd
like
hate to leave the show on a note where everybody's like, "Oh, fuck that."
see, that's why I thought about showing this in the beginning, but I'm like, yeah, but if I showed this at the beginning, then we'd be talking about it for almost as long as we've been going now. So it's like,
Nah, but I don't
might
have
as
a
well
movie,
do-
so we're pretty much done. So like, yeah, we can wrap it up.
Um,
I don't have anything else to show. I've showed it all.
Yeah. Well, okay. I guess we can end it there if you guys are done.
I'm
I'll
sorry.
just
show
say-
another one.
I did really like Pattinson's narration in the beginning. That was very Batman-like. I thought
Yeah.
that was really good.
Did you have another one, Greg? or-
And
No,
what
well, I
was
just
it,
brought an extra one just in case.
Gotham is fucking fantastic. Honestly, you cannot hate Gotham in this. Gotham is great.
Well, Matt Reeves is kind of like Zack Snyder in a respect that he can make a good looking movie. Like I can't
Yeah,
fault
Brian
that
Barth.
factor of it. I mean, but yeah, outside of that, I can see where people can be enthralled by the visuals and all that kind of respect of it. But yeah, the story took me out of it so much. It's too long, and it was one of the worst theatrical experiences I ever had. I just couldn't. I just couldn't.
I think the only I didn't. I wouldn't say it. I mean, I like the movie, so I wouldn't say it a horrible theatrical experience. But like, I'll say this: theater-wise, where I was at, the seats were probably the most uncomfortable seats I've been in, and even my friends were telling me that. I'm just like, yeah, those seats were fucking horrible. Like, don't ever go to an IMAX screening where you have to sit on uncomfortable seats for 3 hours. That's not a good feeling.
Well, and we've also reached a point with me where the last 3 Batman movies have been shit. I'm talking about Dark Knight Rises, Batman v Superman, and now this. So like, they're not batting very good in my respect. So
yeah.
I mean,
And
'cause I was
next
really
one-
turned off by Dark Knight Rises.
I really, if it's possible, if it's not, then I'll accept it. But I really do hope we get a Batfleck
Oh, we're getting a
movie.
sequel. Or you
I'm
mean
not
Affleck movie?
Oh, I'm not talking about Pattinson. Well, I know.
There's a possibility of that still, but I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, I'll see what happens with
The
Discovery
longer
and
and longer it takes to get there, the less of a chance. I'll say that. But if we
Maybe.
get an air cut, then the chances of us getting like a Ben Affleck Batman series or movie go up astronomically, if you ask me.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I feel like if you were to do like, let's just say a Man of Steel 2 or a Ben Affleck Batman movie, I would say release those 2 in the theater because I think after the Snyder Cut, I would say a decent amount of people, even those who I've talked to who are not Snyder fans, have really grown on Ben Affleck as Batman.
Well, that
Like
was
the-
one thing that most people agreed with, even though a lot of people thought BBS was crap afterwards.
Yeah,
They thought that at least Ben Affleck made a good
yeah.
Batman.
Well,
yeah.
when I saw the theatrical cut of BVS, I wasn't a huge fan of it because it felt like it was chopped up to shit.
No, I still don't buy it.
I know I know you didn't like the Ultimate Cut either. I like the Ultimate
same
Cut
movie
much
to
better.
me.
But
Still, it's just here's my issue with that, runners. A lot of the people that try to justify that argument, including Andre, my boss, are the same type of people who use the argument everything leads to the Last Jedi as well. So it's just the same thing with that movie. It still leads to the same fucking ending. No matter which cut you have.
Well, obviously, I mean, I know most people didn't like the ending. I didn't hate it. I understand it.
I mean, it's like, to me, I'm just like, yeah, I saw it. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of deduced a lot of that shit, or whatever word you want to put there. I just kind of logically, my brain just kind of put some of that shit together to get myself through the original version of the movie. I guess I didn't need that version because I don't care that one guy was Jimmy Olsen and we really didn't get to see him ceremoniously at all.
Yeah,
And the only thing that's really added is kind of the Batman branding stuff, which I agree should have been left in the movie. But at that point too, then you kind of ask yourself, is that something Batman would really do? Because he don't kill people, but he's basically sentencing a lot of people to a death sentence in a lot of cases.
But a lot of the like in the theatrical cut, like the stuff I liked were the Batman stuff, because like that first scene.
Oh yeah, I like the Dark Knight Rises or Dark Knight Returns stuff, the Frank Miller aspect.
Oh
I
yeah.
love.
Oh
Like
my,
I did
dude,
get a little.
dude,
I'll be honest with you. I got giddy in the theater when they had the scene where he turns to the kid and he goes, "You're gonna see some serious shit," because that's like right out of Dark Knight Returns, even shot for shot and everything. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
No, but what is it? Like that entrance where all the cops are like getting in the house, and Ben Affleck's just hanging in the side of the wall. You know what I'm talking
yeah, oh,
about?
that's great."
Yeah, that literally jump scared me in the theater. I was like, holy shit! Like seriously, like if a Batman movie, if a Batman movie can do that to me in the theater, like you're like winning me over. Like plain
Well,
and
that's just
simple.
it. Ben Affleck Batman was the first Batman I would not want to meet in a fucking dark alley.
Oh no.
Like,
No.
Right.
that's the one that would scare the
and-
literal piss out of me.
No, that whole scene, like when the cop started like shooting a shotgun at him and he's like avoiding, I was like, holy shit. Like it literally like blew my fucking mind. And then later on, the warehouse scene comes up, and I literally came in my fucking pants when I saw that.
Well, and I'm
Whoa,
not even
whoa,
somebody who
whoa,
has.
whoa.
I'm not even some. Well, we know he's a Snyder boy. I'm not surprised by that.
Well, I
you know,
didn't.
it's-
Well, I wasn't like, I didn't know much about
It's
Zack
Snyder
Snyder
porn.
at the time.
It's Snyder
Hey,
porn. That was your
hey.
awakening. It's
Okay,
your awakening. It was your first time. We get it.
I didn't know, but I didn't know who Zack Snyder was at the time because I was young.
I didn't
like,
know what a titty was the first time I opened up a fucking Playboy either. I soon learned, oh my son. I soon learned, much like you did, that Zack Snyder makes Snyder fan porn, basically. He knows what the 12-year-old boy and everybody wants to see. He's just like Michael Bay in that respect.
Hank, this is not a family show. We talk about tits and ass all the fucking time.
Yeah, that's true.
So you can't call
Well,
this a
I
family
mean,
show.
We
One
talk
of
about
my favorite genres of movies is B movies and boobies.
and all
Right,
kinds of.
exactly. See,
and-
Greg and Tom can back me up on this. Don't.
Do I have to bleep out glory hole? Oh, I said it, so I guess it works.
Hey, Night Owl. I don't know what you walked into. I know you're the
I think
only
we're going to be
female.
wrapping it up anyway. So
She's
I think
the
I'm gonna
only
go do
female.
some-
She's like, whoa.
I think I'm going to go do some karaoke. So yeah.
Okay, but
Yeah.
okay. Another thing no one can argue is that the score for this movie is
Is
pretty
the
bitchin'.
Empire
Go
Darth
fuck
Vader
your-
March.
Go
So,
fuck your
yeah.
go fuck yourself. It's a great score.
Dun, 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 dun.
That is not what it sounds like at all.
But anyways,
You're just being a pain in the ass, Greg. You're just a hater.
Anyways, I still have to watch it and scream. I know I'm really bad on those.
Oh man,
I can't bring
almost-
myself to watch either one of those movies. To be
I almost
honest with
bought
you.
that motherfucker yesterday.
Did you?
I was looking.
If they
for
would have
I
had
was
the
looking-
Steelbook at Best Buy, I would have, but I didn't.
Yeah, I was looking for the Steelbook and they didn't have any, which kind of bummed me out. But I'll admit, I can't lie, I do like the red tint instead of the gray tint that they always have. I like the red tint. That's a neat aspect to it.
But I think we'll close it down here. We had a lively discussion.
I did not.
Bitches leave.
I did not see any rip off to the Imperial March stuff.
You don't. Go type in Batman theme Imperial March on YouTube.
No, I know. Listen. I've seen the original, trilogy of Star Wars many times. Well, before Disney ruined everything, but like I know what.
Okay,
both
here's
scores
the
sound
Imperial
like.
March. Bum 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 bum. Here's the Batman theme. Bum 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 bum. It's a quarter of the Imperial March, man. I don't even think it's in a different key.
Bum, 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 bum,
Bum,
bum,
bum,
bum,
bum,
bum.
bum,
No, but this is the thing. I don't see it that way. like the Imperial March takes more. I mean, I'm not a music guy, so but it like the Imperial March takes more pauses than Giacchino's Batman score. I'm sorry.
I don't know about
Vanilla Ice tried making the same goddamn argument on the stage. My version.
Anyways,
it's not dun 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 dun. It's dun 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 dun.
Okay, but the rest of the score is good. Okay.
All right.
The Nirvana shit killed it for me. It was really dour.
Okay, but that's not okay. But that's not a score. That's just them adding like Nirvana.
You damn right.
Ding ding, ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
Ding ding, ding 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 ding.
Which is really just the bridge over River Kwai, but still.
No, but the Nirvana thing, that's not like that's the soundtrack of the movie. I'm talking about like the actual score.
I know what you mean, but I'm just saying that they're almost synonymous in that respect. But yeah.
But we'll end it there, guys.
I mean, listen, Elfman's theme for '89 is iconic as fuck.
Exactly.
Don't get me wrong. That is pretty good. I mean, Danny Elfman isn't that good of a composer anymore, but
we'll end it there.
You want to know the closest I came to a boner in any of that Snyderverse shit, Runner? I'll tell you the one time I came close, just close to getting a bit turgid.
You got semi-chubbed.
Just semi-chubbed. When the camera pans up, looking up at Batman, Ben Affleck, and the lightning and all that shit's behind him, and he goes, da 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 da. That gave me a little bit of a nerd boner.
Oh,
and when Superman shows up, and you hear dun 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 dun, that gave me a little bit of a boner. See?
Are you talking about Justice League?
I am talking about Justice League because I've made the argument a few times that Justice League is really just the same fucking movie, and it actually gets Superman better. I mean, yeah, there's elements of the Snyder cut I do enjoy more, and it does have a much more coherent storyline to it. I'll give you that. But Superman actually gets to do stuff.
Yeah, but this is my problem with Justice League is, yes, in a way that is like, I agree with part of what you're saying, but the problem is it felt rushed. It was rushed as shit. And when you watch the Snyder cut, it's like you like that whole scene with him, Lois, and Martha in the Kent farm, like that was Superman right there.
Nah, there's elements of it. I'm not gonna get. But
okay, like I'm just saying, like you can't say like
right.
those that say like he's not Superman
I don't
in the
cut
other
you
movies.
off, but
you can't say that he's not Superman in.
Let's move on now to close out the show. But that was a great conversation. I'm glad you picked up the 4K. I thank you coming on, Runner. Thank you, Tom, for showing up.
It's a cool transfer. I'm sorry. It really is.
That's cool, man.
I can't lie about that.
But good picks tonight, Runner. You had good picks. I do want to check out X. Tom, thank you for coming on. I know you wasn't sure if you was going to be able to or if you had titles, but I appreciate you coming on. And I'm going to check out those.
I dug some stuff up.
Yeah, I'm going to check out those music websites and see if I can get me some soundtracks myself. To everybody in the chat, thank you for hanging with us. Garrett Gonzalez, Victor Fontaine, Mark Vasquez, Hank VP, Corleone Rogue, Tyrell 72, Dan Blackroyd, Cynical, Aaron Johnson, Night Owl, Random Brad Creator. Everybody, I appreciate it. If I didn't say your name, I apologize. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here with us. And
how you doing? Bitches leave.